Today's financial advice is sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth. We're back with Chris McGee, managing partner with Endeavor Private Wealth, and he is joining us today via Skype. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Aaron.
Well, last week, your business partner Brady Franklin shared some insight into some of Wall Street's common expressions. I would love for you to maybe share your thoughts about a few others.
I'd be happy to. And that's a good one to start with, this idea of nobody rings the bell at the top of the market. So let me put that into some context. The top of the market is reached during periods of economic expansion, which begin at a trough or low point in economic activity. The bottom of the market, as we refer to as a contraction or recession, and it is found when economic growth diminishes significantly from its peak. This movement is cyclical, and we experience tops and bottoms, as this diagram illustrates, throughout the investor's cycle. And we experience a myriad of emotions that go with that, both positive and negative.
Well, it seems symmetrical with evenly distributed periods of expansion and contraction as well.
That's a good observation, and we shouldn't expect predictable intervals of performance in either direction, although the type of emotions that people experience along the way are pretty consistent. And unlike the four seasons, which experience in a predictable manner, there's no reliable indicator to tell us when the market has peaked or bottomed and how long good times or bad times may last. No one is there to ring the bell ahead of the market.
Well, isn't there another Wall Street rule of thumb that defines a recession as 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP or economic growth?
That's true, and it's a common measure. However, a private nonprofit research organization, the National Bureau of Economic Research, is regarded as the official source for identifying the beginning and endings of market cycles. The Bureau considers income, employment, and many other inputs in addition to GDP. But what is most noteworthy is that the Bureau's determination for the market highs and lows may come months after the cycle has gone through.
Well, Chris, on average, how long do poor economic times typically last?
It varies. The last peak to trough in the business cycle was reported by the Bureau lasted only 2 months, February to April of 2020. The one before that lasted 18 months. The longest recorded in modern time was 46 months back in the Great Depression.
Wow, that's a lot to consider. Do you have any final thoughts for us?
We should keep in mind that the investment markets do not precisely follow the business cycle. The economy could begin to roll over before the markets reverse an upward trend, or they could begin their next leg up in anticipation of a market recovery from a low point. Let me give you one final Wall Street adage that I fully agree with. Successful long-term investing is a product of time in the market rather than trying to time the market.
All right, Chris, as always, thank you for your time this morning. And of course, to learn more about Endeavor Private Wealth, you can visit endeavorpw.com.